Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night's Game of Thrones. I lost my train of thought because I saw Samuel's comment. He says, "Sup, my knitters," and I was like, "Oh, that caught me off guard." It is Monday night. It is time for some Game of Thrones season 3, episode number 2, and we've got Joker voice. Theon don't deserve this.
No. He's a putz. But
I don't think we've got to the thing he just doesn't deserve just yet. But
no, not there. This is the starting point. Shut up, Shadow.
And we have Shadow. How you doing?
I brought a longsword.
What?
Brought a longsword.
Is that a Warframe thing?
No, D&D.
Remember
D8 longsword.
Remember what we talked about humor?
Yeah.
It was mild. It was mild.
I mean, I'm wearing the shirt that says pick a weapon, and it's just dice.
Oh, see, I didn't see that. Okay, that's
I mean, technically, I should have the D10, but yeah.
Logical Spock says, "Yay, more boobies to critique." I hope.
Not so much. Not so much in this episode.
You see some pretty decent cleavage, but that's about it.
Oh yeah.
Samuel says, "Get the likes up like Viagra gets Ryan up." I'm not that old, dude. You're older than me, you fucking asshole.
So we need like what, 3 boxes? We need 3 likes.
What's that?
I said like 3 likes per person then.
Yeah. Go to all your alt accounts.
Yeah, there you go. Go for it. Share the stream, guys.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, share.
As you can see, the ladies could not join us tonight. They have things going on, so that's okay. We will miss them because there is quite a bit of well, not just that. There's quite a bit of lady talk in this episode, but we are looking at right now.
So episode 2. We started episode 1 was just a reintroduction to where we left off in season 2. Here this is really a more of a world building episode because we're introducing a lot more players to the game here. Stuff up north, stuff in King's Landing, and we're going to see how, especially people in King's Landing, a different approach to using their power and how effective it is.
Agreed. And we open with this.
Yep.
Which is
sharing is caring.
Yeah, I know, right?
So we already know something right away. Bran is walking, so this tells us immediately that we are in that he's in a dream.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Don't think too much, Bran. Relax your bow arm.
And which one of you was a marksman at 10?
Father.
Okay, this part's actually important, so I'll show it.
Yes. Hello, Jojen Reed.
Yes.
Jojen Reed, the son of one of Ned Stark's oldest friends, Howland Reed.
Too bad we never saw him in the show.
Well, you saw him, but in a flashback later on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but that's not in the show. That's like saying Hodor's mother. That's like saying Hodor's mother was in the show. It's like he got a scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
seeing him in the present, which, I mean, to be fair, we don't really get that in the books either, unless he shows up in the 2 that I haven't read, or the technically 2.5 I haven't read.
Okay.
No, some good he's in. I don't know what other people know and what they don't. I only know the wall is a long way off.
And Bran is talking about his dreams, and Osha wants to hear nothing of it because magic scares her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's seen what dark magic can produce.
Yeah. Which scene, Samuel?
I think the one we were just talking about.
Oh, him meeting the kid.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because in the books they meet at Winterfell, and it's Jojen who convinces him to go to the wall instead of Osha and Luwin telling him to go to the wall. So
Go ahead.
no, I was just saying, yeah, as in like a punctuation.
Okay.
They were a Grenlock.
Oh, and Talisa and Rob.
Thinking barbarians that would row across the narrow sea.
They're so adorable. They're disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Adorably retarded.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like her opinion of like the Westerosi, and I mean, it makes a level of sense compared to a lot of people in Essos. You would think the Westerosi, the reputation would be one of either you're dying in jousts or you're dying in the fields. It would be a very
Let me guess which one is the good news.
existence compared to the wealth of Essos. If you buy into the propaganda,
the wealth of where she is specifically from,
right?
Valantis.
Well, for the upper class at the very least, is really good.
She's a highborn, so this is something.
Yeah, which is actually a point that I saw brought up like a while back about Essos compared to Westeros. There's a lot of people.
Sam. Sam.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
what he's talking about. Okay.
Yes. You said he wasn't in the show. He was in a scene.
He was barely in the show and not in a meaningful way.
But the fact of the matter is he was in the show.
Okay. Yeah.
Jesus, kids.
But so like a point that was brought up was like SOC nobility live a lot more luxuriously than Westerosi
Opulent.
nobility.
Right, decadent. They were a lot more decadent.
But you contrast that the oppression of the lower classes in Essos is significantly worse than Westeros.
Yep.
Lord Bolton garrison here until we return.
Sam, you are correct.
Will I be wearing manacles when I lay my father to rest?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Something else?
By the time Bolton's bastard got to Winterfell, the Ironborn were gone. They massacred everyone and put the castle to the torch. And Bran and Rickon have not been found.
Okay, so what they just heard again is why you should not trust the Boltons. They massacred everyone who was still there and burned Winterfell. Something the Boltons have wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah, like that's just like they hate they ruled half the north, the Starks ruled the other half. They got their asses handed to them, and they're basically the Blackfire rebellions of Westeros. They'll always try to get back up, and they'll get knocked down every couple of generations.
Because they're kind of the edgelords of Westeros.
Them and the Ironborn are honestly tied for that, I would say.
And you like them both. Just saying.
I hate the Ironborn, actually. I think they're a bunch of idiots.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have bees.
There's a first.
And they may have escaped.
I know.
Theon may have taken them back to the Iron Islands as hostages.
You're on his
Have you
base, though.
received anything else?
No.
Have you heard anything from Theon at all?
I think you're referring to Kenny G instead, but Michael Bolton was the singer.
Yeah, Michael Bolton's a no talent ass clown.
Who are you?
This is the start of some very bad days.
What do you want?
ahead for us.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, hard to feel sympathetic.
Oh, he's stabbing him through the hand. I just wasn't
No.
how much you two might like that.
He actually took his very thin blade. What's up, love it? He actually took his very thin blade.
Well, hello.
Because as their words say, our blades are sharp.
Yeah.
They're very thin, very sharp. He basically just went right under the nail and just ripped it off.
Yeah.
I like that that Lovett had to explain to me last night how to pronounce the name. Because I couldn't figure it out. Dan couldn't either. Samuel was in the chat. He's probably laughing at us. He's like idiots. I mean, I'm a high functioning retard, and I'm not shy about that one.
Yeah.
you know how long it's going to take us to get to King's Landing, walking through fields and forests?
Yes.
How shall we pass the time?
By putting one foot in
Oh,
front of the
just
other.
the antagonism here. Just dink,
I'm here
ding,
to take you to King's Landing
ding,
and bring back Lady
ding,
Scott's
poke,
exchange.
Mhm.
Dull?
poke.
You know, it doesn't
Poke.
matter how loyal a servant you are.
It also serves as a
Nobody
double
enjoys the company of a
purpose.
human
It sets
youth.
like a pattern of
Humans.
him being antagonistic, of him being
Lady
annoying.
Stark.
Yeah.
So when he finally makes a
Right.
move, she's not ready for it because humans are
Just-
creatures of habit and all
Well,
that.
it's just. Well, this is the same tactic he's been using for some time now. Ever
Yeah.
since
There-
last season.
They're literally just bickering back and forth until we get here.
Later on. Yeah, it gets a little.
Until we get here, and this is significant.
Oh yeah. And Jamie's right in this,
Where are you
in this
headed,
sense.
South. You? River Run. Staying off the King's Road, are you? They get you no matter where you go. You can't win.
Ah, you really can't.
Mhm.
Looks like you're safe enough, though. Meaning no offence, my lady, but I wouldn't tangle with you. Seven blessings, Syria.
And you.
Hmm.
Well, at first he walks away, but Jamie notices he's still looking, and Jamie's like, he knows who I am.
Mhm.
No, he doesn't. We should kill him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jamie's not stupid. He's
No,
really
right.
not.
But
He's
also
really not stupid. And here we go. We have the king being dressed and spoiled little boy.
Well, he's getting new. He's getting fitted for some new clothes, and because he's marrying a Tyrell, the tailors, whatever, kind of want to incorporate both the house symbols, and he's like, no flowers,
Yep.
no flowers. No, I probably kind of like the flowers. I'm just saying, but
Yeah, he's probably
Look-
a little bit of
Look, even Elena hates the flowers, so I think his opinion is kind of valid.
yeah.
Flowers.
He's like, I said no flowers.
I said no flowers.
a golden rose growing strong.
Hmm.
Flowers. On the
Such a
king.
It's like Tyrell Rose. Give it to Marjorie for her wedding gown. Should be more than enough fabric.
Wow, she is throwing shade.
Marjorie.
She's an ideal match. With the Tyrells beside us, we'll crush the Northerners. Hang their lords, burn their strongholds, sow their fields with
Gee,
blood, and no one will
Where,
think of
who
rebelling for
who
another
does this
century.
sound like?
Mm. Shadow
The
character.
first punch was to end the fight. The second one was to make sure there would be no future fight. Enderwigan.
Okay.
I wouldn't go that far though. If you salt their fields, they can't grow
Useful
food
and
for you.
intelligent.
Yes, she is.
The concern with the well-being of the common people is interesting.
To me,
I only meant that to go out of your way to endanger
it's
yourself.
becoming one of the most boring conversations I've ever had.
Damn.
Marjorie
Well, yeah,
Sheldon.
because I'm talking to my mom all the time, and I really don't like the women that much, but there's a much more attractive one to talk to over
Mhm.
there,
Yeah.
And unlike
Yeah, she's-
Cersei,
and
Oh,
she's
sorry.
new, and she's new.
Mhm.
and she engages him.
And we'll see how
Yeah.
the power dynamics of how the Lannisters do things, and how especially Marjorie does things.
Yes.
Well, it's also a good showcasing of like a big difference. Like Cersei is trying to control her son. She doesn't.
Right.
She thinks she can control him. Marjorie walks in knowing, yeah, I can't control this kid, but I can get him
Okay.
to do what I want.
Manipulate him.
Okay, and we're gonna see. This scene sets it up.
Right.
Joffrey is up on steps.
Yeah.
So this is where Joffrey always views himself above everyone, and Cersei is clearly below him. So this is how Joffrey thinks of his mom.
Mhm.
So later on, when we see Joffrey and the Marjorie interact, we see a much different dynamic, and it's how Marjorie uses her power, because right now she went from a highway-born lady to inevitably the most powerful woman in the realm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
also, mommy doesn't like that either because mommy's got issues.
Issues.
Yeah.
Mommy's got subscriptions
and jealousy.
Yes.
That's
Connie, hello.
Hey, Connie.
Thanks
Welcome.
for stopping by. Welcome to the fun.
Cersei, how dare you use that term? Harlots were way less.
Renly Baratheon because she was told to. That's what intelligent women do. What they're told.
You need to ask yourself what
I
it
don't
is.
need to do anything.
Mm.
Better. Much better.
All right. Now we got Shay talking to Miss Sansa.
Yep.
Who's still the naive girl. She's been seasoned a little bit, but she's still very naive, and she doesn't know really who to trust.
Yes.
Love is
Yeah.
not the thing
I mean,
he
she
wants.
knows she can trust Shay.
He's too old. They never see it that way.
Talking about Varys, by the way.
No.
No, Littlefinger.
Littlefinger.
Sorry, Littlefinger. Yeah.
Lord Baelish of the Fingers.
Did it ask you to do something for him? Spy on someone or... No. If he does ask you for anything, or try anything, or touch you, I want you to tell me. Why? What will you do? I will make him
stop him.
stop.
Oh, Loris.
Yeah.
Well, you got a crush on Loris?
No.
Lady Sansa.
No, I thought that was Shadow.
So
That made
Marjorie
that
invites
sound.
you to take the air with her and our grandmother, the Lady Olenna, in the gardens.
No. I was going to comment. Fourth or fifth most powerful woman is Loris.
See, that actually is pretty funny.
That's okay.
I didn't actually mind that one.
Now, okay, now real quick. Now Shay, when Sansa got the invite to go meet with Marjorie and Olenna, Shay's like, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Shay doesn't trust anybody.
Correct. Yeah. So
well, since there was a natural stopping point, Shadow, make your point, and then we'll progress through the conversation, and it'll give me a chance to.
Yeah. Well, I thought you had to step off right now. So
well,
I was just
no, it's not an emergency, but I was gonna step off before we got too deep, but it's all good.
Oh, okay. I was gonna talk about Laura, the scene with Loris.
Gave me a
Well, if
favor.
we can travel a little bit further.
A rose, a red rose.
And Loris is like, oh, of course I did, even though he
Yeah.
has no memory of that whatsoever.
Yeah.
None.
No.
He was paying attention to Renly.
Take my leave.
And now,
Sansa.
Thank you, Dolores. Come.
now we see. Now, okay, right away, Marjorie does this. Puts her arm around her, brings her close to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's actual contact. So there's already a feeling of safety,
Security.
of friendship, and she doesn't walk in front. She's right next to her. So again, you're on common ground here.
Yes, Marjorie is quite good at this kind of stuff.
And I watched and I actually watched the video not too long ago. Okay, pause here really quick. Now now the show tends to overplay some of these traits, but Marjorie is very much of all the characters in her age range. She is the most savvy of the game.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, is she? Now, this show to portray her like on the same level as Cersei, Olenna, and Tywin. No, this would not be. But definitely more than Sansa, more than Robb, more than all the other
right
young adults. She's definitely the most savvy.
Yeah. See, I personally, I don't, and I could just be. It's been a while since I've seen some of the later episodes, but like, I mean, she's definitely on Cersei's level because Cersei's a blender.
Gregory.
Oh,
Hey, buddy, it's all good. We'll see you next week, man. Thanks for stopping by, though.
Thanks, man. Yeah, like definitely on Cersei's level because Cersei is a blunt instrument with very little else. But I personally never got the vibe she was on Varys or Littlefinger or Tywin's level.
No. She's not. Okay, those guys are savvy on like God mode level.
Right.
These are just political players.
Right, exactly. And Cersei, I think she's on or even better than Cersei, but definitely not close to Tywin or Olenna.
Right. So
there she is.
Now we meet, and again, this is again another one of those characters. The first time you meet him, you're like, oh, I like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Queen of Thorns.
The shade thrower.
How can you possibly have any claim to that ugly iron chair? He should have stayed well out of all this if you ask me. But once the cow's been milked, there's no squirting the cream back up her udder. So here we are to see things through.
Okay, so again, pause here. So we get another dynamic here where Olenna breaks the ice by using crude jokes because she's old and she ain't got time for all the flowery words, but she does it so effectively that you're kind of like, okay,
yes,
okay,
yeah.
She's everybody's either favorite grandmother. Or the one that you're kind of embarrassed by your grandmother because she says stuff.
She is the grandma you like having over for Thanksgiving, just not Thanksgiving at a restaurant.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. And also like what Joker mentioned about using the jokes is like she would know that Sansa's tense. A good joke, which those were decent enough jokes, it's going to break that tension pretty well. And then she leans in with like the lemon cakes and like compliments and gets Sansa all happy and warm. And you clearly see
a sense of familiarity.
Absolutely.
But when it comes down to business, Olenna becomes very focused and very pointed questions.
Right.
Yes.
But still warmer and less brutal than say Tywin. She still has that sense of like.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because again, when Olenna is asking these questions, she's seated. They are on the same eye level, where Tywin would be standing and looking down.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
There's also a little bit where I don't know if we're going to show this off, but I kind of got the vibe that Sansa was like looking at Olenna and was having a "I want to be you when I grow up" moment.
Maybe this is more of Sansa is still scared
right,
shitless because of the way Olenna talks and what Littlefinger told her. We're all liars here.
Right.
And everyone is better than you. That puts her at a defensive spot from the get-go. I don't know how much to say. It's Marjorie who again is sitting right next to her and will like touch her knee or touch her shoulder, just giving these little things. And this is the main difference of what you have a prominent house that is matriarchal instead of patriarchal.
Right. Well, I think it's also less that it's patriarchy, but just like where again, as I mentioned previously, the power dynamics. The Tyrells, they don't have a gold mine and an army. They have
food. They
have, but it's not that they have food; it's that they have the rights to the food. They don't actually have. They need to parlay with their lords. They need to keep their peasants in line, whereas the Lannisters don't need to. The Lannisters can afford to close the fist and stand above everyone else. The Tyrells can't. So I mean, yeah, Loras and Mace are a little bit on the oafish side, but if you had a competent Tyrell, I imagine he would, a Tyrell man, I imagine even he would be more diplomatic because he would have to be more diplomatic than Tywin or Cersei would have to be. But them being women doesn't hurt.
Even the way Olenna describes her husband, it was kind of like, it seems the Tyrell men are oafishness is kind of a standard.
Yeah.
I mean, for at least 3 generations. Yeah, that's fair. Or at least the one she's interacted with. Maybe there was a brother that wasn't. But yeah, I mean, that's fair.
She literally casts him, basically her husband and everybody under him as an oaf.
His father was an oaf as well. My husband, the late Lord Luther, he managed to ride off a cliff whilst hawking. They say he was looking up at the sky and paying no mind to where his horse was taking him. But now my son is doing the same, only this time he's riding a lion instead of a horse. Now,
wow. Okay, great analogy.
Yes.
Great analogy because now that just says, you know what? I don't like the Lannisters either.
Right.
So what do you think?
Yes.
Absolutely. Also, I think it was kind of alluding to the idea that maybe it wasn't a literal horse. Like her husband was so focused on, like Hawking, you so focused on games that he didn't notice some sort of scheme that got him killed. Perhaps.
I think it's a literal definition.
If it is a literal definition, I have a smidgen of an issue with it because an animal's instincts will always favor perseverance. And but so I don't know. But anyway, you never know. I mean, you could have a horse that's stupid enough to do that. I guess you got people stupid enough to do certain things.
Yeah.
You. Who else would know better?
Oh. And Sansa's like, now the wall went right up.
Yeah.
We've heard.
You see her face immediately, and I'm going to have to get this off the screen in about 5 seconds.
Some troubling tales. Is there any truth to them? Has this boy mistreated you?
Okay, and again, so now you got 2 things. You got Olenna, focused, direct. Marjorie will turn her head the way she interacts in a non-verbal way is you can tell me, you can trust me. This is a safe spot here. You're free to be yourself. And then we can continue here.
King Joffrey, his grace is very fair and handsome and as brave as a lion.
Yes, all Lannisters are lions. And when a Tyrell farts, it smells like a rose.
I'm to be his wife. I only want to know what that means.
And again, she is and again, we see how Olenna right here kind of thinks about men. She's not a fan of men.
No.
Right. This is also the scene where I'm like, Sansa is like, I want to be, because like when she sends the guy away, Sansa's got like the kind of look at the guy walking away and then looking at Olenna, and I got that as like Sansa sees a woman who is not cruel and is in control, and that is what she wants to be, especially since she lacks control and is surrounded by cruelty.
Maybe.
Yeah. Again, that's just interpretation.
Bring me some cheese.
The cheese will be served after the cakes, my lady.
The cheese will be served when I want it served. Bitch.
Where did you get those figs, Valentis?
No need for that. We're only women here. Tell us the truth. No harm will come to you.
And again, that's another thing. Like, look, there are no men here. We are the women. You can trust us because no one's going to believe us anyway.
Mm-hmm. And you can see that
my father always told the truth.
Yes, he had that reputation, and they named him traitor and took his head.
Joffrey.
There we go.
There it
Bang. Is. And Olenna knew exactly what button to push.
Yep. Exactly. And this is a great little speech here from Sansa.
Oh yeah.
He promised he would be merciful, and he cut my father's head off. He said that was mercy. And he took me up on the walls and made me look at it.
And now we finally
this bitch is dead.
Okay, so Sansa has been waiting to unload this onto someone else. She's been carrying it, and you can see all the anger in her. This person hates the Lannisters. Absolutely, and has every reason to. Hates the Lannisters, hates Joffrey, but she understands what Marjorie is doing. This is part of the game, but she's then going to warn her Joffrey's a monster.
Yes, and I love how she says it, because I wanted to give us a little bit of time to get off screen with that, because I want to see it.
I can't. I never.
Oh, see.
My
Now
father-
she started.
Yeah.
Now she started, and it's like, oh crap! I said too much.
Yeah.
And again, we got, and then this one here. I loved this. I love this character. The fact that it was Natalie Dormer didn't hurt at all. But this is, for me, this was one of the best characters in the entire show.
Absolutely. Her and Olenna are, like, in my opinion, out of like everything Game of Thrones, I think they're the best female characters in the entire series. They are expertly written, expertly portrayed. They are competent. They are lethal, and it's not even with some like.
Maybe choose a better word than lethal. How about effective?
Effective. There.
Okay.
Traitor. My brother as well. I have traitor's blood. Please don't make me say anymore.
She's terrified, Grandmother. Just look at her. Speak freely, child. You would never betray your confidence, I swear it.
He's a monster.
Oh.
I know, right?
It was at this moment Joffrey's string was cut.
She's like, She's like, well, you don't say. She's just like not surprised, and I love that fact.
It's like, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And Marjorie is taking a bite, because this is now her little break. Okay, because when Sansa leaves, her and Grandma talk, and Grandma's like, all right, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Use what you got. Here's how you play him.
Yes,
he's a bit of a killer. He's a bit of a malicious person. If he's got a weapon, focus on the weapon.
Well,
have no fear. The Lord Oath of High Garden is determined that Marjorie shall be queen.
The Lord
So,
Oath.
Thank you for the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes my cheese.
I'm about saying, first off, dude, don't deny anybody fucking cheese. Okay, it's cheese. Get the fuck out of here. Want some goddamn cheese? Give me some goddamn cheese. Like, all right.
I mean, it might depend on the cheese.
I guess. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's probably like an etiquette thing. Like the cheese goes with like a certain dish.
I mean, from this time period, it's probably goat's cheese, but still, like, you know.
I mean, the Westerosi have a lot of cattle,
which is not bad. Which
it's not bad.
I mean,
but
goat cheese is not bad. I mean, you give me some warm brie. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the irony of it being called brie.
I know, right? It's just, I'm just saying.
And I don't even talk about Brie Larson real quick. I don't even think that's her actual first name. I think she made that up as a stage name. Anyway,
yeah, it is. I think you're right.
I don't think Larson is her last name.
That I'm not sure about. Okay, so we got this. Do we want to add anything else to that little ending there?
No, this is just a really good intro to the power, to where the power rests in House Tyrell.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so this is the Stark army on the march.
No, that is a distraction. My uncle Edmure has his forces garrisoned there. We need his men.
Unless he's been breeding them. Don't have enough to make a difference.
Have you lost faith in our cause?
If it's revenge, I still got faith in it.
If you no longer believe...
I can believe that it snows and dawn. Don't change the fact. We've got half the men.
You don't think we can win?
Yeah, I speak my mind, Your Grace.
Have you not been speaking your mind, Lord Karstark?
Damn.
You lost this war the day you married her.
I agree.
Oh, for at least 3 different reasons. 3 big reasons he lost the war.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of trying to bond with mommy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
do you want to explain this real quick? I'll be right back.
Okay, so this is where we see, and this is where we kind of known that Catelyn Stark is one of the worst people in Westeros.
Oh, one of the worst written as well. Well, not worst written, but worse, like, she's written to be hated, is what I meant to say.
Well, she's written to not be liked, I guess is the best word. Maybe not hated. Joffrey's meant to be hated. Ramsay's meant to be hated. Euron was meant to be hated. She is meant to be like, why? Oh, no. Mrs.
I'd have missed to the icky.
So this is just, and we get the story of how she even views herself as a horrible person, where she started off and she was upset that Ned came home with a child that was not hers, and she wished the gods would kill him, basically. And Jon Snow came down with a sickness, and it got to her, and she's like, no, this is all to my fault. Pray to all the old gods, pray to the 7 gods, pray to however many gods you got there. And then if he would just live, that she would love him like a mother, like he was her own. And she wanted Ned to legalize him, give him the name Stark and all the fanfare. And then when Jon came out and was healthy, she couldn't do it. She still hates him. And this is just, she is a horrible human being.
Right. Absolutely. And I mean, it's not entirely, I mean,
all right. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. She's got
real quick. Hello, Mrs. R2. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I hope you and the family are doing good. No, I appreciate y'all. Give me a small second. I used the bathroom and I had a couple bites of grilled chicken. I'm trying not to eat too late. Half the time in the past, I've waited till after stream to eat, and it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Saturday nights, 1 a.m. It's like, okay. So what? I'm assuming you guys probably actually covered this, so we can skip forward just a smidgen.
Oh, we talked a little bit about Catelyn. We didn't really talk too much about the aside from it's like Talissa's trying to talk to Catelyn. Catelyn's a bitch. Not too much else there. One thing I will say is I do miss scenes like this in later seasons of Game of Thrones and in like a lot of shows in general, just like the travel scenes where like you've got like the soldiers marching down the road and people just like stop. Like you feel like the world is big and you get opportunity for conversation. And it's just, instead of like just going from point A to point B every single scene, it gives an opportunity to see like the grandness of the world and to see characters interact in ways that they wouldn't normally be able to do. Like, you don't necessarily need this scene, or you don't need the scene of Robb and Lord Karstark talking with the troops marching, but it gives you the chance to like see how these people are and get a better sense of the world. It's not just the big talks about winning the war or Joffrey being a cruel little cunt. It's the mixture of everything.
No, logical Spock. I didn't choke the chicken. I took a couple of bites of the chicken is what I did. I don't know if what's worse. Well, yeah, it's almost like, and I don't know if I'm being too loud. I've been told that my mic recently has been a little louder than it should be.
I don't think so, but I've also got my audio turned way down, so that's probably part of it.
Okay. Chat, let me know if my audio, my mic is too loud. The gain. It's like during like especially season 8 for the most part, it's like they added fast travel to like an RPG. It's like, okay, look, I get it, because you're playing a video game, let's say you're playing Fallout or playing Elder Scrolls or something like that, you have a fast travel feature.
Right.
It's so there's no lull in the game. The thing is though, is that you only get the fast travel feature once you discover a location. So you have to physically walk there first in the game Then later on, you get the fast travel to kind of save you some time. But like, I don't understand why they did that with Game of Thrones, because this is more visually representative, and it's in my opinion, it's because they hurried season 8. That's the only reason.
Yeah, it absolutely is. They wanted to cram in like what could easily have been 2 or 3 seasons, like easily 2 or 3 seasons into like 6 hours.
Well, and on top of that, how long did it take for season 8 to come out? A year and a half?
Yeah, sounds about right. I wasn't watching back. Like I knew people were waiting a while. I wasn't
either. I didn't start watching it until the beginning of the break for between season 7 and season 8, because everybody's like raving about it, like, oh my God, it's all over Facebook.
Yeah.
I can't believe we have to wait this long. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I can pick up season 1 and see what it's about. And then so in that whole entire time frame, I managed to watch all the seasons through season 7 up until after season 8 was finished and everybody was pissed off. So it was like I managed to get through all of that. I was watching other shows in the meantime too, so it's not like I was just binge watching Game of Thrones. But
yeah.
So then I saw all the controversy, like everybody's peeved off, and then I was like, so I had all the seasons fresh in my mind. So when certain things happened, I was like, you know what? It didn't surprise me probably as much as everybody else who had watched it over that 8-year stint. That makes sense. I still didn't like the way it ended, but I almost was not surprised. But we'll listen to the audio of this while JV's out. I'm sure he probably doesn't care. It's just
it's not a greatly important scene. It's just something they included to show Catelyn's a bitch.
Yeah, with also that mother and mother-in-law mother-in-law and they're trying to get along, and it's not working because of the agreement Rob made, and that's going to be a big problem down the road. I like how he came back right at the right time. Just go.
Lost his logistical supply chain, lost a bunch of soldiers, lost the Duke Leto strategy, lost a lot of stuff.
Mr. Lewin said if he made it through the night, he'd live. But it would be a very long night.
Catelyn, you're a horrible human.
His rugged little breath.
His coughing is whimpering. Which boy?
It's disappointing that Ned had to deal with you over Ashara.
And I mean the only kind of redeeming quality, I guess, to the end is that she did her best in the end to try to bargain for her family's life, but we'll get there. We'll
love your children.
Get
That's
there.
your one redeeming quality.
That's the only redeeming quality she has, but even then, she's so meddlesome. It's like Jesus.
Well, she loves her children. She tries to do her best. That's sadly better than a lot of mothers are.
Well, compared to like Cersei, I guess Cersei would be a helicopter mom
Cersei
too.
also loves her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cersei loves her children, even the fucked up one.
And that is the only humanizing thing about her.
Yeah,
that's in her cheekbones.
God, take him away. Make him die.
Wow.
He got the pox.
Oh, I'll just show.
I was the worst woman who ever lived.
You are.
Murderer. I condemned this poor, innocent child to a horrible death. All because I was jealous of his mother. A woman he didn't even know. So I prayed to all 7 gods. Let the boy live. Let him live. And I'll love him. I'll be a mother to him. I'll beg my husband to give him a true name. To call him Stark and be done with it. To make him one of us.
And he lived?
And he lived. And I couldn't keep my promise.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything that's happened since then. All this horror that's come to my family. It's all because I couldn't love a motherless child.
Mm-hmm. Karma's a bitch, isn't it?
It is. And obviously, I think everybody knows who they're talking about.
Which nice cut there to let them know exactly who you're talking about. If you didn't already know.
Yeah,
Well,
no, she was talking about Ned's secret other bastard, Jaina Snow.
Well,
You mean
you know,
Jason Snow?
yeah,
No,
Jason.
Jaina. The female.
They got gender swapped. You know what's really sad too about all this is that all the kids loved John. It was Ned cared about John, and Catelyn was the only one who couldn't.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really
Sansa,
fucking sad.
Well, Sansa was kind of apathetic, but she didn't hate John.
She didn't hate him. No,
but she did. Okay, she loved John, didn't necessarily like John.
Yeah, but she was the same way with the other ones too, because she always kind of had her nose up. She was kind of the stuck-up one. Look at the way she treated Arya, and but it wasn't until all this unfolded to where Sansa's big difference.
Now Arya and John had a great bond.
Yes,
growing up because they were both the outcasts.
Yes. They looked like a Stark, unlike everyone else who looked like a Tully. And there was a change George made from his original draft that I'm glad he did change. Originally, in the very first iteration of the book, they were supposed to have they were going to have a romantic thing. John and Arya.
Really?
He cut that. Thank God he cut that.
Well,
that's
okay.
Weird.
So again, John is the song of Ice and Fire, and Arya is his favorite character. So,
right. Well, but I think this was very, very early on. I don't even think he had the whole plan. It was literally just I'm writing War of the Roses, but edgy, and I'm gonna make my main character fuck his half sister. That's probably not gonna go well with readers. I'm gonna dial that back and just make him. Fuck his aunt.
But there's I'm not buying that because of the time period that this is set.
Very par for the course.
That's common.
Yeah, half sister.
Very, very par for the course.
I know cousin, aunt, uncle.
No,
I didn't realize half sibling was also
even full sibling was not as uncommon as you would think.
Targaryens. Hello.
Well, I mean. Yeah, but those also got the religious thing, and even then there were at least 2 or 3 rebellions over brother and sister fornicating.
And I have to be honest too, is that later on, and we're not there yet, so I'm not going to say too much. I'm kind of surprised that it almost kind of seemed like they were trying to poke around maybe John and Sansa a little bit after being reunited. But it was only for a brief. It was only for you didn't see it. Okay, I mean we can talk about it when we get there because obviously this is the whole entire point. Is different.
I honestly think by that point because you'd think John and Arya would have a bigger reunion than him and Sansa, but it's they don't really.
Arya's so young though; it just feels. Well, of course, that's also not par for the course either. So I guess I'm.
Yeah, it's
it's all relative, okay?
It's all exactly
literally
exactly
all relative.
This is a Westerosi family tree. It's just a circle.
Yeah, it's a wreath.
It's a family wreath.
Yeah. So we have Mance Rayder and we have John talking, and Mance Rayder's kind of laying down a little bit of actual logic to how life works beyond the wall, and I think this is actually a good conversation.
What it takes to unite 90 clans, half of whom want to massacre the other half for one insult or another. They speak 7 different languages in my army. The Fens hate the Hornfoots. The Hornfoots hate the Ice River clans.
Everyone hates the Fens.
No, it's the cave people. So they actually
and the Fens. No one likes the Fens.
No. They actually ended up blending the Thens and the cave people. So in the actual lore, the Thens are the most civilized of the wildlings. They work bronze. They actually had agriculture because they had a bunch of springs. They were the closest things to a proper civilization in the north that you could get. And Dumb and Dumber just used the name recognition of the Thens for the cave people, who are the cannibals. The Thens weren't cannibals. I didn't know that either until I watched someone do a Crusader Kings 2 game using the Game of Thrones mod. But it's one of those things where it's a detail that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But it's I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get more of a showcasing of that kind of lore element, even if it's as simple as that guy's got a bronze axe.
I I think House of the Dragon is probably rectifying some of that with some of the messy lore behind it, in my opinion. But okay, so I took it off the screen because I just want to give us a break not to get clipped. I hate it when the stream goes down, but I just don't want to push it.
People.
All right.
So, you know how I got moon worshippers and cannibals and giants to march together in the same army?
No.
I told them we were all going to die if we don't get south, because that's the truth.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah. Death is a very effective motivator.
Yes. And would somebody care to explain this gentleman's gifts just a smidgen?
A warg. He's without changing form, he's kind of a skinwalker. He can go into the mind of other beasts and see through their eyes.
See through their eyes. He's scouting for us.
But you've never met a warg.
Okay,
He is one.
Well, it's just this and this. Well, I mean, and just egret is kind of like, well, this is common, and
I know. I like John's face. He's like, what?
Well, I imagine it's not that it's common, but it's like every tribe has a warg just because they're useful. It's like if people who could throw fireballs were in, like, say 1 in 100, every clan would have at least one because it's useful. You would have at least encountered a warg once. Less so that they're common.
Well, maybe.
Well, I would also, I would say from my perspective, the world of Westeros has kind of lost its magical touch, right? Ever since the dragons were killed off, they were kind of they're almost revered as mythical creatures, even though they were alive. And the world of Westeros is kind of a forsaken magic for the most part.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Whereas in Essos, magic or mysticism is a lot more accepted.
Well, actually, even in Essos, magic it was a little bit more common because you didn't have the maesters ruining things. But even then, it was like you had to go to a shy to really find any magic. And even there, compared to the good old days,
and that's hard to live there. And that's hard to live in a shy.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
it, Spock. No, you're good. Appreciate it, Spock. You go say hi to Mags. Tell her we all said hi down here, and he stole
Toodles.
Toodles.
Da, 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 da. But yeah. Another thing that's also like a really good comparison between Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, and I think this might be part of why Samuel calls George R. R. Martin fat evil Santa knockoff Tolkien, is both Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones are worlds where the magic has, like, it's gone. Like, it's something of a previous age. Because in the Third Age is the age of men. You don't have dragons in the sky. You don't have the werewolves. You don't have the great kingdoms.
Right.
Here, the wargs and green seers are dead or on the fringes. The children of the forest and the merfolk have descended into the deep or retreated into hidey places.
Right.
Glass candles don't work. Even the gods don't speak as often as they used to. And for whatever reason.
Gotcha.
It's never kind of expressed. Yeah. I think it's pretty neat.
And he is
the first man.
He's like, oh, wow, that was a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dead crows.
Yeah. And then we come right here, and Sam's having a tough time. Doesn't help with his putts.
Killed by dead men.
Yeah. Sam's being a little whiny.
Yeah.
Sam is one. I need to know.
He's still in his whiny stage. He definitely, in my opinion, has pretty solid character development over the seasons.
Oh, definitely.
He has a great arc. He has an absolutely great arc.
Yeah.
The irony of character development over seasons, weird.
I know, it's shocking.
Probably, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he like one of the few characters who doesn't get totally assassinated in season 8? He stays relatively consistent.
Yeah, he stays pretty damn consistent. Yeah.
Probably because he's not a mainline character.
Well, he has
second tier. He's second tier.
He's a second tier character. His biggest arc is obviously bravery, proving to his father that he's not the man his father made him out to be, and obviously
which his father never got to see through to fruition.
Yeah. And also obviously caring for a child, but we'll get there too.
It's too bad his older brother didn't get to see. Wait a minute, I thought it was his younger brother. Thank you, season 8, for being inconsistent.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I guess we'll talk about that.
Daenerys apologizes for murdering his younger brother, his older brother, but the only reason he went to the wall was because the younger brother was better than him.
Because he was the oldest.
Yeah, it's just he was bigger and more muscular and like more and just looked like an actual what a Knight should look like.
Let's not bring the mood down yet. We're not at season 8.
Sorry,
right?
I apologize. We were talking about Sam, and that just came to mind.
I think the season 8 is always ever persevering in our minds when watching this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Ed and I forget the other guy's name, are like, all right, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And Sam's being a bit dramatic.
Yeah. I think this is Gren and Ed.
Gren and Ed.
Yeah.
That's it, Gren.
Yeah. Of course we can.
He was the last king of the Giants.
When the White Walkers came, you left me.
Aye, we left you. You're fat and you're slow. We didn't want to die.
I can't argue with that logic.
No.
I think he's done for.
No.
Get him up. Slowing us down. Just get him up. Why? So the rest of us can die.
We need the emergency rations.
We'll move faster without him.
And then the Mormont come.
Get up, Charlie.
There you go. And
it's all right. I think so. If he can't, we may as well just go. That's enough.
I love this guy.
Charlie,
I do too.
I forbid you to die. You hear me?
Why should the rest of us go?
Russ, you're responsible for it.
Smart.
He gets back alive.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You don't.
There you go.
Meetings will continue till the morale improves.
That's great. Okay, so now we are in the forest.
The forest.
Sorry, that's my bad. I didn't want to make my face big. Nobody wants to see all that. Trust me, I know.
Sleeping so peacefully.
Oh, little.
And then we got Summer, Osha. Summer's like, hey, something's there.
My alien motion detector thing is going off.
What?
From like Alien, you know, like the
Jojen.
Hey, at least he knows the movie Alien.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Just bad references. I'm just saying.
Yeah, have you ever asked anybody of his generation, be like, hey, have you ever heard of this movie? And they're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I still need to see Aliens.
Yeah, you definitely need to see that. You can probably skip the third one and beyond.
One thing that bothers me is about the casting.
Oh, Summer. Oh, that's
love
a good girl. That's a
I
good
love that.
Good
I
girl.
love that
Good
fucking
girl.
wolf.
Yeah. So Crannogmen are described as short. He's fairly tall and lanky. Again,
I mean,
this
but
is
you're
me
talking about
nitpicking.
you're talking about a short woman. You're talking about a kid.
Right. But like he doesn't look like the Crannogmen are described as like kind of squat and shorter. And again, this is
Hi, Mira.
How tall do you think these two are? What?
5'5".
Not even. I'd probably say not even that. 5'3".
Right.
Well, you always have to remember everybody looks bigger on camera.
Yeah.
And I know as somebody who did the whole entire WWE thing, they get away with exaggerating people's heights because it's on TV.
Right.
So
and you got platforms on too. Basically.
Yeah. John Cena is not 6'1". I've met John Cena. He's like 5'10". He's still well above average. He's still a big dude, but he's not 6'1".
Wait a minute, you saw him?
Yeah, I've met John Cena.
How did you can't see him though?
I see what you did there.
Drop the spear. Drop it.
Okay. Go away. Go away.
Oh, and that growling, that's just so good. Urgh.
Poor direwolves.
You must be Summer.
Hey, Summer, what's up? And then someone's like, oh, hey, what's up? How you doing?
He's not in my head.
That goddamn dog.
He's not in my brain rewriting my opinion.
Okay. So obviously, just to give it a little bit of a break, would you guys like to just explain what happens here?
We have now met the brother and the offspring of Howland Reed. This is Jojen and Demira, and they have been sent to find Brandon. They have been sent to find him because Jojen is a warg. Brandon, we will later find out, is more than just a warg. He's a green seer who is like it's kind of like the wizards of this world. They are the ones that are most in tune with nature. Their sight can transcend time and space. It's kind of a messed up life because you're watching the past, present, and future at the same time.
Yeah,
it's gotta be confusing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's specifically doing the Blood Raven stuff. Like Green Seers in general, like they get like the dreams and they can kind of see the future. But what Bran has happened to him is he's basically getting a supernatural entity shoved down his brain and then turning him into a meat puppet, basically,
and scrambling his brain at the same time,
or not at all because they don't know how to write the character. Aside from thinking Sansa looked pretty on her wedding night the second time around.
Okay, cringy. Let's not go there yet. Come on.
No, I just saw.
I'm sorry, it's just I talk about this stuff and I remember the later seasons and how bad they are.
Oh, and again, another character that you meet and you're like, kind of like this guy. Thoros of Myr.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Priest.
Of Ashai.
Put the sword down, girl.
The alcoholic.
You go on down the road.
And he likes rum.
So we know where you are.
Yeah.
Leave us be.
There's a really good scene in the books where like he's fighting in the melee, and he actually holds himself up pretty well against like some of like the big name Westerosi knights, like Roland Royce, I think was his name, the guy with the bronze armor, Daemon's wife's descendant,
right?
And then a few other like big time names. Probably wouldn't have been able to handle Robert actually because he didn't make it that far in the melee, but he's a pretty badass bastard,
right? And he's a drinker, and we have now met the Brotherhood of members of the Brotherhood of Banners.
Brotherhood of the Based.
3 young ones on the run, carrying castle forged swords. We escaped from Harrenhal.
Who are you?
Thoros of Myr. And the fellow here with the bow is Anguy.
No, who do you fight for?
The Brotherhood without banners. Now come along. I want to hear how 2 boys and a very dangerous girl escaped Harrenhal.
I'm not going with them. The Brotherhood? That's who the mountain them that we're looking for. They'll bring us back and put rats in us.
You've got nothing to fear from us, son. The Lords of Westeros want to burn the countryside. We're trying to save us. Now, come on. We'll talk some more over brown bread and stew.
Now these were the guys. These were the guys who Beric Dondarrion left Westeros with, or gained along the way, to try and bring in the mountain.
Yeah, and then when he realized, well, this ain't gonna work, let's fix Westeros from the inside out by starting a peasant revolt, a noble's worst frickin' nightmare. Because at least with other nobles, you could get ransomed off or get like a little bit of... No, the peasants are going to want to string you up by your ankles and laugh as the blood leaves through your eye sockets. They are... Peasant revolts are...
That is just... You just had to keep going, huh?
Yeah, sorry. No, Peasant revolts are terrifying.
I wasn't listening. I was forwarding it to the next major
Yeah, no,
scene, so I didn't hear what he
getting a little
said.
too grisly. I was getting a little too grisly. Yeah, no. Suffice to say, peasant revolt's terrifying if you're a medieval noble.
There we go. Okay, good. Okay.
Brevity. Brevity is the something of wit.
But you said I should
Or
come
however
with
that
any
quote
problems.
goes.
Did anyone see you?
No.
You sure? My father does not make idle threats. Having you killed would be the high point of his week. You have to be absolutely certain.
No, Father, she's not a whore. She's my spy watching Lady Sansa. What are you talking about, Father?
Yeah, that would
I'm
not
worried about Sansa. When she
well.
spoke with Lord Baelish, his
Wouldn't work.
friend warned me about him.
Baelish doesn't have friends.
I think it might.
I don't know her name. How do you know her?
I try to know as many people as I can. Never know which one you mean.
She's a whore.
Yes, well, we shouldn't be judgmental about these things.
You fucked her.
Oh, please. All right, yes, I fucked her once.
Twice.
Twice. But since I met you, my lady, even if no one else,
And was she good? Did you like her?
not as much as I like you, obviously, or she'd be the one torturing me right now. What did she say about Littlefinger?
That Sansa shouldn't trust him.
Is there an idiot in any village who trusts Littlefinger?
Right?
We have to protect her.
We can't. Now that the Lannisters have discarded her, Sansa will have many suitors. Great beauty with a very old name.
Great beauty. Oh, a great beauty.
Yes, she is, objectively, very. Her face is quite pleasing to other men and to women, people in general. But not to me, of course. I only have eyes for you.
God, just
You want
making him
this child?
making him back making him backpedal.
I know. What the fuck, man?
Jesus. This is okay. Ben, this is why you don't get the married. Right here.
Yes. He made an objective statement about Sophie Turner.
Me.
I didn't force you to open your mouth and make words come out.
This is cruel.
You kind of
Unfair.
did.
Cruelly unfair.
Oh, the cruelty. She is so cruel to me.
You are.
Yes.
Kind of.
But you Tyrion, you dipped your wick in crazy. So I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You gotta keep it out of the crazy. And there it is.
But crazy's fun though. I'm just saying.
But you mustn't come here again.
Shut up.
Oh.
And do not look with judgment on me, please.
That wasn't judgment.
Yeah, it was a little judgy.
Wasn't meant to be.
Okay. Now this is a great scene because again we get to see how Marjorie asserts her power and tames this lion stag who's been given a crown. So already
feral stag.
Yes, very
double-headed lion.
Double-headed lion, sure. But how she is able, so we see how she's asserting herself, and then Joffrey pulls the card to try and make her uneasy, and Marjorie quickly turns that around, and then gets him wrapped right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She got him talking about his hobby.
You wanted to see me, Your Grace.
I'm leaving on a hunting trip. I just wanted to make sure you had everything you need before I left.
That's very
Okay.
thoughtful, Your Grace.
Okay.
I have everything I could want.
Good. How are you finding life in the capital? Must be quite a change after Renly's camp.
A welcome one.
So this is the bait.
No
This is
place
the
for a
bait.
lady.
And the bedside of a traitor.
Ooh, here we go.
Is that a place for a lady?
Your Grace.
And
I
now,
tried to do my duty as a wife. What was
Marjorie is appearing to be, in a caught off guard state. No, she knows exactly what she's doing the entire time. She's letting him think he's in the power seat.
If the crossbow was loaded, she might have been a little bit caught off guard. But yeah, I agree.
Possibly. Definitely possibly.
What's your duty to this traitor as you saw it?
The duty of any wife to any husband, to provide him with children.
You failed to do this. Why?
Okay, and again, she is playing him.
Mm-hmm.
I would not speak ill of the dead, Your Grace.
You think one ought to speak kindly of a traitor merely because he's had a sword put through his heart?
No.
Oh boy, here we go.
The subtleties of politics are often lost on me.
Oh, right there. She is like, because she knows how Joffrey thinks. Joffrey is a chauvinist pig.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just a woman. These subtleties of politics are not my thing. I'm just a pretty face. And oh no. Dear boy, you just stepped into an arena with a political pit bull.
Mm-hmm.
And she's 5 steps ahead of you already.
Yeah.
I don't believe he was interested in the company of women.
Again, the known secret. Everyone knows this, but
Whenever I wanted to make a child with him,
except it plays to Joffrey's
so many excuses, so many late night
prejudices.
Mm-hmm.
He never wanted to try. Except one evening, after he'd had far too much wine to drink, he suggested something.
Go on.
Something that sounded very painful and couldn't possibly result in children.
Booty!
Maybe the fault was with me. Maybe.
No.
Okay, so now look at where they are now. Marjorie was up here, and now they're both equal playing. So now they're both on an equal level here.
Mm-hmm.
And Marjorie is not in a closed off position, kind of hunched over, looking down. She's engaging him. She has an open frame to him.
Also, one thing I need to say that I think is impressive, she pulled off something no one else in this show has or will ever be able to do again. She made Joffrey feel pity.
A little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of the obviously the prejudice that he has.
Yeah.
So he
Degenerate.
It's such a relief to hear you say so.
Okay, and right there, that is a great thing that she does. She boom. Now there's touch. And she leans into his space. This is just this is masterful writing of and acting of someone who knows how personal dynamics work and how these two players interact.
Absolutely. Also, I didn't realize Joffrey was Ugandan.
Let's okay.
I'm not gonna ask. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Making his conversion punishable by death.
As is your right. You must do whatever you need to do.
Oh, I think I get the joke now.
And now she placates him. And again, the crossbow, where it's placed, symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's rubbing his dick. Basically.
Also, one thing I have to say about Joffrey, if he's got one redeeming quality, it is his love and understanding of crossbows. Like,
all right.
Well, no, like he talks about it like the same way, say, a gun owner would talk about their gun. Like, he understands his crossbows
because it's an extension of himself. His
exactly.
Cruelty.
It's also his hobby.
I see where you're coming from. Probably in his context, though, not the greatest hobby he should probably have.
Yeah. He's also effective with them, as we'll see later on in the scene.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, that is just brilliant symbolism there.
Yeah.
And now, okay, and now at first it was a reach with her left hand. Now she's actually turned and now has her right hand in there. So now it's more of a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a much closer space now. This is this is probably as intimate as Joffrey's ever been.
Yes. Yes. Because
Absolutely.
obviously his uncle tried to get him some horse, and that didn't work.
Yeah.
Right. So
but he kept
again,
everyone else at crossbow reach.
So this is someone who knows how to play this game and knows how to use what she has.
Mhm.
And she's not trying to meet Joffrey on his level. She's bringing him to her level and playing her game.
Yeah, she's basically, even though he literally has a crossbow in his hand, he has been completely disarmed.
Easier to load. There's no crank. You use this lever.
And he's really excited, like, oh wow, okay, cool.
I know, right?
He
Hear his
gets
voice?
to talk about the thing he loves. Like,
again, whoa, great little move there. As just looking around, and there she is. Bink. You mean this?
Yeah, like,
okay.
If you show someone this scene, like, separate from everything else Joffrey has done, you could probably, like, because it's just a kid enjoying something he likes. Like, this right here is why I think Joffrey is, like, that shot from across the room through the eye.
At his hip.
Yeah.
Let his hip, yeah.
Yeah, like, that is impressive.
Yeah. No, he definitely inherited his father's knowledge for we'll just say
hunting tools for hunting tools.
Yeah. Just imagine if Robert had been a little less drunk and been a little bit more of like a father to him.
I guess his father. Sorry, we need to clarify that.
But then again, this also says something about Joffrey. Joffrey likes to be cruel from a safe distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Whereas Robert likes to be cruel up close and personal with either a fist or a hammer.
Well, he does it on equal ground because Robert was in, just like Ned, were trained to be actual soldiers.
Yeah. Unlike Joffrey, who was raised by.
My father would never let me before.
Okay, so might I go on hunting with you? Showing an interest. Again, she's playing him. Would you like to hold it? Again,
let's give it a slight break. So I don't want to get clips. So if you guys want to explain the rest of the scene, and then we'll show it.
Again, symbolism. Do you want to touch it? And this is
basically
it is. That's exactly what it is. This is like, do you want to play with my dick?
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, again, Joffrey is a sadomasochist. That is effectively his way of getting off. You don't go for him; you go for the baton or the crossbow.
So then Marjorie starts to hold it, and then we get something that Joffrey doesn't do: physically touch people, and he's and looking in the mirror, and you see Joffrey's eyes just lighting up.
Right. Because you could argue this is the first time he's ever been shown effect. Like, his father was a drunk who could have possibly beaten him. There's no evidence of that, but it's possible. Right. His mother was always trying to control him and rein him in. And I mean, to be fair, he's a fucking psychopath. He cut a cat open to see the kid. So Cersei was always trying to restrain him. Robert was distant. Tommen is a dumbass. He's never had anyone he could be.
Tommen is soft.
From his perspective. From his perspective.
Right.
He's never had someone who has let him be. He's never had someone who either gave him attention, or when he did get that attention, it was typically someone trying to restrain him. Marjorie was the first person to get in and let him be him. That is why she's able to control him, because she's not putting a muzzle on him. She's taking him on a walk.
Indulging him.
Yeah, she's engaging with him instead of talking at him like his mother does. She's engaging in the conversation with him and then letting him reciprocate.
Right.
That's the huge difference between what his mom does to him.
And as I mentioned just a second ago, whereas the Marjorie, whereas Marjorie closed a circle. When she holds the crossbow, Joffrey now gets behind her, is touching, holding, and just looking right here. This is the most intimate Joffrey has been with anybody.
Yep.
And he is loving every second of it, and especially when he asks, could you kill something? And Marjorie's like, I don't know. Do you think I could? And Joffrey's just lighting up as he looks at the reflection. Oh yes, I think you could. Joffrey thinks he's playing her to become like him. It's the complete opposite.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It's the complete opposite, and it's because see, Sansa first off, she was extremely naive, and she was
sheltered.
She was sheltered. She was terrified of Joffrey. She was always going to be this little fly that was a plaything for him that he got to pull the wings off of. Now he gets to be the little fly, and he doesn't know it. Now she's not obviously pulling the wings off of him, but she is manipulating him.
Random question: how do you think Joffrey and Ramsay would have gotten along?
They would have killed. They would have killed each other.
That's honestly the answer I was expecting.
Yeah,
their egos. Their egos would not allow them to live in the same world.
No, you can't have two psychos under the same roof, so to speak.
You don't think they'd bond over torturing Sansa?
No.
Because they would be trying to, because where Joffrey is just a sadist and would just try and break her physically. Ramsay would do it mentally, sexually, physically, every single way, shape, and form.
Which we see
later on.
We see that later on. The two differences in tactics, and they would literally kill each other.
Because they would try to one up each other.
Yep. And ultimately, it would escalate to a violent rivalry.
Exciting to squeeze your finger here and
look at where Joffrey's hand is. He's again. They are now. This is more like the two have become one.
Yeah,
and this is really good acting on his part as a young man too. You can see he's almost infatuated with the situation, and that's a good call to acting, and understanding your character. So
I imagine part of it's also not acting.
No, it's acting.
Natalie Dormer.
Yeah, it's acting. That kid got a lot of fucking hate from the weirdos of the world, and I'm not talking about people from our necessarily critique of things, but from the weirdos on the other side who now love Disney Star Wars.
The people who attacked Adam Driver to divorce his wife so he could marry Daisy Ridley. Those absolutely
ding. Yes,
the
fucking
Can I say
weirdo.
That? Fucktard?
Yeah, you can say fuck. Yeah, as long as you don't say anything. No, as long as you don't say anything against YouTube's terms of service, that's the only thing I give a shit about. You can say anything else you want.
Okay.
Yeah, look at him. Okay. He's got a major fucking pee hard on right now.
Right. And this is and it's not so much her. It is not so much. It has less to do with her. It's the fact that he has now. He is allowing someone into his world to play with his toys, and he thinks that she can be the mirror of him and be another extension of how he thinks.
Right. Yes. She's a playmate that won't run away screaming or be broken.
Yeah. He thinks that he can mold her into what he wants her to be. And she can be an extension of his cruelty to when it's the fucking opposite, and we'll see that.
Which don't get me wrong. If I honestly think that if Marjorie needed to be cruel to play the game, she could absolutely.
Oh, I'd agree.
Route.
Oh, definitely. If it suited her interests, definitely. But it rarely suits her interests to be a vindictive bitch.
If it was a means to an end, she could do it because that's how her grandmother raised her to be. But I don't think it personally who she is.
Just imagine if this player here had silver hair, purple eyes, and could control dragons. Marjorie would be terrifying.
No, I was actually kind of thinking that direction, because as of right now, the way we know
erection.
Direction. Well, they both give me a little bit of an erection. I ain't gonna lie. I'm finally gonna use it.
Though to be fair, I would argue that her having the dragon would mean she wouldn't have needed to cultivate the diplomacy, because it's like, it's a dragon. It's a brute force tool. I mean, maybe Olenna would have made her do it because you can't just rely on your beast. But when you've got firepower, you typically don't
air power.
Yeah, and trust me,
but
getting big on her.
But could you imagine Marjorie as a Targaryen? Wow,
Yeah.
That's a frightening thought. That's a frightening thought.
Yeah, hell, like Tywin connected to a Targaryen, Olenna connected to a Targaryen. There are a lot of characters who, due to not having immense power and having to develop their power, if given something like a dragon, would be horrifying.
Agreed.
Unlike Aegon, who was just a guy with a dragon.
Well, you see
that's not. Stop your Targaryen hate, okay?
Varys was based. Daemon was based.
Yeah, I was gonna say you see that in Daemon. He can be very persuasive in different ways, but he uses the fear of his
Caraxes.
Caraxes. Thank you. I always think Cyrax because from like Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Caraxes.
That's Rhaenyra.
Yeah. It always it's that Mortal Kombat crossover that fucks with me. Anyway.
Okay.
Kill.
Okay, so the way she turns her head to him, the way she almost speaks in his ear.
It's very intimate.
Yes.
It's very intimate.
He is getting she's holding his dick right now.
Yeah, he's getting literally a
6 to 12.
Yeah, he's literally getting all aspects of what he wants stroked, and she says it ever so
more than willing.
She says it ever so softly, and she says it almost as if she's a little subservient. Do you think I could? And yeah.
Would you like to watch me?
Oh, wow! She knows him already.
Oh my God, women!
Yeah. Wow!
I forgot how good she was.
Line. I forgot that line. Damn!
Jesus, mother of Joseph.
Woo!
Again,
that's like having your significant other be like going,
"Are the best women in this series? They're like some of the best characters."
That was pretty fucking good.
It's like,
yeah. We need a little bit of this
fatality.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like,
I need a cigarette after that.
Okay. Double terrifying thought for y'all. Tywin and Olenna, and then Marjorie and Robert without his depression.
Tywin and Olenna, that would never work.
No,
never work.
They're opposites of the same coin.
Yeah,
they're two sides of the same coin. They're very good at what they do, but at the same time, they come from different aspects.
They would clash,
and they're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, they would ultimately want to kill the other person.
Oh yeah.
Not by saying I'm gonna fucking kill you, but by in secret be like, oh, this motherfucker needs to die. And that's kind of what Elena has taught her granddaughter to do right here, is to tame the fucking psychotic monster.
Yeah, grab the bull by the balls and direct it where you want it to go.
Yes.
I mean that is like an is like an evil prom picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's everything Joffrey wants it to be.
Right.
Yeah. Also, are they trying just to hurt him for fun, or like?
No.
I'm gonna let Shadow take this one here. Have fun with you and your psychos.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why they're using a corkscrew.
He legitimately needs a cigarette right now.
Why are they using a corkscrew tool? Just like Fingers, toes, ears, nose. Don't
well,
grind up the foot. You'll break up the nerves.
Well, that's the point. They don't really give a shit about if he can walk again.
But I'm saying like you start. It's like why you don't waterboard or do head trauma because like the victim gets all fuzzy. If you damage the foot beyond repair, it'll stop working and you can't use it later. If you just take off a piece, you can keep taking off pieces.
Do you know that waterboarding is pretty common in today's world, right?
Oh, I know it's absolutely pretty common, and like you don't go for the head because if you mess with the brain. Even if the victim's willing to talk, they can't give the information you want.
To a certain extent, you can.
I mean, oxygen deprivation, the head's going to get all fuzzy. It's like that line from
It's kind of like drugging somebody or getting them intoxicated. The inhibitions go out the window because that's ultimately what alcohol does to the brain. It actually it actually floods the brain and causes the intoxication because it changes the state of being. So like when you deprive somebody of oxygen at the same time, you can damage you can damage the vessels in the brain, much like alcohol or much like drugs. But the thing is though, is that the brain is resilient, so it'll still maintain a certain capacity of resistance. So, but anyway, they're looking for the truth.
We're taking off while it was vulnerable.
What were you going to do once you took it?
Hold it, roll it.
Good. That's very good.
I'm gonna bounce back and forth here because we're so close.
Why did you do that? I told
Why did you take Winterfell?
I took it to bring glory to my house and my father. Wait. I took it because I hated the Starks. I hated them for holding me prisoner. I wanted to hurt them.
And there's the truth.
What are you doing?
Putting a hood on his head. Okay.
I feel nothing. He deserved this.
I don't really feel much.
There he is.
Shh. Not yet.
His savior.
Close.
No, don't go.
Yes. Going to take him away from this toxic beta male existence and lead him into the Sigma Chad grind set like Andrew Tate does for my generation.
Oh, Andrew Tate, that guy. I can't with Andrew Tate, man.
I can't either. He's like Ramsey, he says some good things, but then the rest of it is just like, meh.
I know there are people who defend Andrew Tate. That's fine. I don't care. But he's not my cup of tea, and I think that he shouldn't be listened to. Yeah. Okay. So we have Rick.
Sorry for bringing him up.
No, you're good. We have Rickon who has taken off. And of course, there she goes. And of course, we're continuing on the road here, and they're talking about what Bran has seen.
Wow. What's he telling him?
Why don't you ask?
It's not hard to find. Isn't he ashamed, your brother? You're doing lots of protecting.
When my father died, I dreamt.
Obviously, they're bonding because they come from similar backgrounds. We'll just say that, and that's what we're discovering right now. Talking about the fact who his father is, Howland Reed. And so yes, I'm just trying to move this along a little bit. Hour and a half. We're not doing terribly. I just still don't want to get clipped.
Yeah.
Won't make it better. Yeah. You see? They will suffer through my bouts of sobriety. It's very tedious for all concerned. Now,
suffer through my...
Not children.
That's a good line.
Young person
yeah.
Yourselves, untrained in the art of war. Escape from Harrenhal.
Gendry's a smith. He was apprenticed in the armory.
A smith, eh? Where'd you train?
King's Landing. Turbo Mott shop.
That criminal. He charges twice as much as every other armor in the city.
It's because he's twice as good.
Aha! A smith and a salesman.
A smith and a salesman.
Fought your way out of Harrenhal, I see.
He knows how to use a sword, and so do I. My brothers taught me.
Oops.
And then Mr. Thoros of Mir does a water dancing move to basically show Arya, I got you, girl. What?
Like you had a few lessons. You know how to stand. You're not hot shit, bitch. Get back in your lane.
And the next part is the most crucial.
Always for him to drink until he passes out.
Poor man. You have my sympathy. Aha.
Oops. Whoops. Uh-oh.
I thought
we have a hound.
So good to see you again today.
Again.
We'll bounce back.
What are you doing here? Drinking and talking too much, same as ever. A pretty prize, lads.
Girl.
Oh. What in seven hells are you doing with the Stark bitch?
Oh, game changer.
Dun 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 dun.
That's like, oh shit.
We have ransom.
Oh, we're not gonna let you go. You're coming now with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freedom is no longer on the table.
Well, I wouldn't call it being a captive, but it's for your own safety, girl.
Yeah.
Free to go?
No. Let's just say she's not necessarily a captive. She's being detained indefinitely.
Golden cage.
A golden cage, sure.
Yeah. That's probably the best way to put it.
And then Jamie's like, okay, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Come on, what you gonna do?
Silence, Kingslayer. Anyone
Poke.
who sees us on the bridge.
Poke.
Cross by water
Poke.
and the current
Poke.
could take us, or they could escape down the river. Good luck. It's wonderful to watch you wrestle with these dilemmas.
Such an asshole.
I forgot how good early seasons Jamie was. He's such a fucking prick.
I know.
Get up. Have these. Get on your feet when you walk to. What do you call it?
And he's trying to like, oh no, I got it. I'm so
marched around like a common foot soldier, wearing the
What's
same
up?
shit boots for over a year. This heals through it. There's no.
There we go.
Also, it is impressive how well he does.
Okay. Now again, he is at a complete disadvantage here.
Yeah. No armor, bound hands, malnourished.
And he literally fucking still puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, puts on that.
hell of a
Granted,
fucking
part of that is she's got orders not to kill him, but frankly, like, there's only one or two moments where she could have probably taken the kill shot if she wanted to, and those are Hollywood
again-
doesn't let you take that kill shot.
Too. Yeah.
Well, and again, he knows again. Jamie is much smarter than people give him credit for. If you kill me, you have failed in your orders.
Right.
If I kill you and I get away, you have failed.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, which is probably part of the reason why he didn't try to run. Because if he knew, like, I can't win this fight, but she's in that heavy armor, I'll be able to outpace her, even in that malnourished state.
And he's still in fucking hand.
Yeah,
chains.
exactly. He's chained up. He's malnourished. She's got armor. I think she's got a bit longer arms than him.
She's bigger.
He should not do as well in this fight as he does, and yet he goes toe to toe with her for most of the fight.
She's like 6'1", 6'2" in real life.
Yeah,
she is a tall woman.
She's a tall woman.
So just imagine if like it had been like the fight in the street that Ned got, where like if she had been fighting Jamie in his prime, she doesn't fucking walk off that bridge.
No, that's good. Yeah, I would agree. I'd agree with that absolutely. Ooh, I like how he turns his back. He's like, "Oh,
come on, try it."
He's such an ass wipe. I love it. God, I don't want to get clipped for this one, but this is like the best part of the episode, in my opinion.
Yes, and one of the things I absolutely loved about this is like just they're constantly changing guard positions in response to the other. It reminds me of playing For Honor.
And
so
Jamie's
much.
like, and again, Jamie's like, oh Jesus, man. And again,
fuck that up.
And again, Jamie's like, oh,
Quick.
that's impressive. Nice move. That's
Quick,
impressive. Nice move,
off-screen
but that's impressive for someone who's not on my level. Oh, not bad. Oh, okay. You got a little moxie. Okay, let's see what we got here.
You're somewhat competent. You just lack any sense of talent or
Style.
skill.
Style.
She's a blunt instrument.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small break.
East of a woman.
You shouldn't grimace before you lunch. It gives away the game.
And Jamie loves a game.
Yeah. One thing I will say though is it's kind of like she's in the heavy armor. She's not trying to take advantage and like move against him, probably because she's worried about a headshot. But aside from that, this is really, really well choreographed, in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah. It's really freaking good.
Okay. Just watching the stream to be cautious because we're that close to the end.
I know.
And that's where they got us last time. Well, not last time. What was the time before? It's the time before that. Because
was it the intro you said?
My internet dropped out last time.
Yeah.
There's a good follow-up stream.
Now, even then, Jamie is toying with her because as she swung over him and he ducked down and went under, he could have easily gone right to the back of her legs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Taking out a tendon, taking out something.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing about Jamie is that he likes to test his opponents.
Well, he likes to play with his food.
Yeah. And you saw that with Ned Stark. The difference is though is that Ned Stark is very, very well adept at what he does, and actually surprised Jamie that he's like, wow, Jamie was like,
I might actually lose.
Jamie was mad when somebody stepped in because he's like, the hell are you doing? This was actually something I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like Jamie probably was still won just because Ned was out of his prime and Jamie was just a naturally good swordsman, but Ned is definitely a higher caliber than Brienne because he's actually battle tested, whereas Brienne is just either combat training, tournaments, or jumping Stark guardsmen.
Right. If you kill me, you failed Lady Stark. If you don't kill me, I'm going to kill you.
Catch 22.
You're good. Graceless, but good.
Yeah, okay, and that's it. You're good. You lack style.
Yeah. And I mean, at certain points, you would think style's not. Style helps a lot. It allows you to build up a lot of momentum. It allows you to keep your opponent on off their toes. It allows you to do misdirections. There's something to be said for style in a sword fight. It's not just two people whacking each other with metal baseball bats, because if that was the case, things would be very different. At least in one-on-one. In pitched combat, well, you're not even using a sword. You're using a two-handed weapon. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, GV.
No. These are actually these are
fine.
Welcome because I don't want to stream.
This is part of that knowledge that you're good at.
Yes,
that's fine.
Well, no, you're just making like grumpy cat face, and I didn't know if I was making you mad or not.
That's what.
No.
Talking about.
No, and that's what I think you need to do on your YouTube channel, man. You're so good at this like actual lore stuff.
Yeah.
Stick to that, cover that. You can also play video games too, which is cool. But
well, that's what I've been doing with a lot of the videos I'm making. Like
you don't need to have that edgy stuff. And I know you're like, you're kind of like, hey, I don't mean to do it sometimes.
Yeah,
but just work on that because the audience likes the knowledge, and you'll get people who, especially with House of the Dragon taking off. I've even noticed that these streams, they're picking up more traction, and they're picking up more when HBO doesn't block it. Like if they copyright it, I don't care. Like it's like whatever, dude. Like copyright it all you want, but when they block it, that's when we have like an issue. But if they don't block it, like these streams go pretty hard because people are getting interested in Game of Thrones again. Because of House of the Dragon.
Okay, speaking about House of the Dragon, one of the things I want them to do so badly is like 50, 60 years post Game of Thrones and have like a Northerner or a Valesman or someone like a second Aegon type character trying to like remake Westeros, or like multiple people trying to remake Westeros. I think would be a really, really good story to follow. Something more akin to like. Yeah.
I'll say this: if House of the Dragon works well, you might get a sequel after the fact of Game of Thrones.
You're supposed to Jon Snow.
Oh, are we?
Right.
Oh, that's right. They did say the Jon Snow thing.
Right, but I mean something like involving like the other regions.
Okay, so then we're about to. So as this thing comes to an end, we saw a good example of setup and payoff.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, just watching. Okay. Ultimately, so we don't need a whole lot of context.
Because
Jamie
gets tired out.
Oh, they just got us.
Damn.
Okay.
Love you, Susan. I don't remember the other guy's name.
I don't give a shit about the other guy. He can fuck off. We that close. Yeah. That close. So once we get back up,
We'll just wrap it up quick. Yeah, we'll just wrap it up. Just set up and payoff.
Yeah, we'll just talk about how it ends, and we'll be done with that.
Yeah. It's the Bolton boys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they're based.
And again, God, you and the whole God, why do you like horrible people, Shadow?
I don't. I genuinely. With the Boltons, I honestly don't know what the Boltons like. With Stan, it's basically just justice is the reason. Like I like him. With the Boltons, I don't. It could be the aesthetic. It could be like I genuinely don't know why I like the Boltons over, say, the Tarleys or the Tyrells. I just do. I hate the Ironborn if that counts for something.
No.
I hate the Masters of Astapor if that counts for something.
No.
They're taking longer than they usually do. It's irritating me.
I think Tywin's based.
God. Oh, they're so based. Oh, they're so based. Oh, they're so based. Oh, they're so
House
based.
Lannister was on the edge of collapsing.
It's just you say that word so much it loses its meaning.
Samuel's been on my case about that as well. Yeah, that is something I am doing a lot worse at trying to stop doing.
Oh, look, we're back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do need to
All
make
right.
an effort to stop using
Okay,
it.
so
We're wrapping it up.
Long story short, Brienne gets the upper hand, and then we see some guys coming in on horses. Jamie immediately recognizes the sigil of a flayed man. We know that this is from House Bolton. And set up and payoff where earlier Jamie implies we should kill this guy who spotted us taking the back roads.
Yep.
There's the guy from the back road saying, "Yep, that's him. I saw him." Apparently that tournament for the phrase was quite the event, because that's the second person who has said that's where they recognize him from.
I mean, jousting and melees are like the Super Bowls of the medieval world. And when you're a peasant who's got time between his wife dying in childbirth and his son dying of the cold, you might as well go watch the joust.
I do have a question, Shadow. What we were saying about what you wanted to see. You wanted to see something after Game of Thrones?
Oh, so like set like 50, 60 years after Game of Thrones, just like, because I mean, the Iron Throne being gone, you're going to see a power vacuum of like the Vale, Westerlands, Reach, Door, and Iron. Like they're all going to break up and do their own thing. What I would love to see is kind of like 50, 60 years, like all the main characters are dead, and you've got like the different realms are doing their own thing, and then one or two of the like realms have an Alexander or a Genghis Khan type person. Actually, there are Dothraki. There would be a Genghis Khan type person, probably in the Westerlands or the Reach, just like trying to reunify Westeros under one empire again. Probably someone from, say, the North or the Vale, because they would be relatively safe from the Dothraki that are going to be rampaging everywhere, logically.
It's an interesting thought. So I guess it is time to go around the horn. Shadow, go ahead.
I should have time this week. I'm going to try to record just like a quick 10-minute video discussing the stuff I mentioned about the Unsullied last week on the backup stream, just like their kit, why they're an effective unit, where to use them, where not to use them. Just something quick, easy, minimal editing, 10 minutes in length. I'm just finalizing the script. This Thursday, I will be streaming with my co-host Kat the Hijabi Gamer and a random person or random people from our Discord server. Great streams. Friday, if I have time, I'm assuming I'm still got the invite for Friday Night Royal Rumble with these two lovely gents.
Still in the chat. So you're still in the chat. Haven't been removed. Haven't gotten the vote to remove you yet. So you're still teetering.
Yeah, I imagine the quorum hasn't been met. That's the only reason.
It wouldn't take much.
Yeah, exactly. And then random gaming streams. I'm trying to finish Wasteland 3 so I can get it off my computer to download other games. And then, yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Well, everybody knows it's my channel. They know what I'm doing over the next quite a while. I do have a video that's gonna be dropping tonight because apparently the new Super Mario movie failed to capitalize on a Disney trend because that's bad. But I guess shill sites are going to shill because it is CBR, so that'll be dropping tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. JV, go ahead, sir. And of course, you've got the helm out.
You got it. Well, so this morning I dropped last week's news. Now talked about the annual investor call. Gave some highlights. Mr. Ike Perlmutter decided to say a few things about how Disney really operates. Shadow, put that thing down. And this Wednesday, I will be dropping something that I liked. As I get accused of hating everything, I will be giving a recommendation for the next 2 weeks. That's right, 2 weeks. This week will be Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Great film. And then the week after that, I finally saw it. It came out on streaming on Amazon. I watched Top Gun Maverick.
Two of the best movies of 2020, too. They are phenomenal.
Don't get your hopes up yet. I still have issues with Maverick, but that's fine.
That's fine.
So, and then of course, for the next 2 weeks, we will be closing out. Thank God, the season 3 of Mandalorian, or the Bo-Katan show. And this Friday, I will be here with Legion Talk again with this clown right here, even though I am the clown. This clown, and we will be talking about the week in pop culture, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on Legion Talk. And with that in mind, toodles.